to make it calm down. So that's what I did. I sat there and I took deep breaths and all that stuff. Of course, it kind of helped. I still had the little symptoms of it, a little anxious feeling that was just sitting there in my gut, like as if, all right, do something, let something scare you, and I'm coming back. It was one of those things. So, I was straight. I was all right. I came back to the house. I was all right. I, you know, of course I haven't been sleeping regularly. Like I just been on. I haven't been able to sleep or whatever. That's one of the things, the symptoms. You just can't sleep, and I would have to either talk to somebody till I'm sleepy. To talk to somebody to make me sleepy. Not saying that y'all are boring. Thank you for being there. Not saying that y'all are boring. Y'all are awesome, but it helps me. Helps calm my mind or whatever. And once my mind's calm, I can sleep. Or I would have to force myself to sleep by taking something to go to sleep. And I don't like taking medicine. I am one of those. I hate medicine. I hate it. So I took it. You know, that night. That night I think I took NyQuil. No. I didn't because I was on something. I was on some kind of medicine you weren't supposed to do anything else but. So I was on something and I took that medicine and I laid down. I gradually went to sleep and I was fine. I was feeling all right. I was like, okay, I'm straight. I'm dealing with this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it real big. Even when I was exercising, I started exercising and whatnot. Joined the gym, Woodman, which is like the best gym in the world. And I went there, doing Zumba or whatnot. And then suddenly, I was like, all right, I got a sweet tooth. I feel like I can manage, some like 2 cookies and ice cream. That I told my mama to bring me a plain Sunday from McDonald's and 2 cookies. And what I do is I crush them up and I just eat them because I have real bad sweet tooth. And so then all of a sudden, like I was fine until maybe 10-15 minutes later. After that, eating that, and I started having the of course the anxious feelings and my adrenaline started rushing real bad, and I could feel it. And I'm just like, oh, please don't start this tonight. And I had one real bad. And sometimes I don't always have the racing heart or the shaking and all that stuff. Sometimes I just have normal heartbeats, but like racing thoughts. So it makes me my adrenaline rush. It makes me not be able to sleep or whatnot. And I was not able to sleep at all. I had to talk to somebody until they put me to sleep. Like, literally had to talk to them until I was asleep. And so then I was, out the next day, of course, after you have a major one, you have like the spells or whatever, like, the side effects, which is, dizzy, not dizziness, but weakness or whatever. But mine was a little off, it was a little off. I started to have depersonalization symptoms. And depersonalization, for y'all out there that don't know what it is, if you look it up, I'm just going to tell you, listen to me. But depersonalization is a point, or a symptom in anxiety disorder, because you can't have it. You can't have depersonalization without having anxiety. And so it's a symptom where you don't recognize who everything seems unreal. Everything around you is like unreal, so you don't recognize things that are there, that are just reality. You think it's a dream, like you're dreaming it, but you snap back into reality, and it makes you panic like real bad. So I started getting those, like I could be sitting there watching TV, and suddenly I just like go out of it, like where am I at? And I be thinking like this is not. Oh my God, what what's going on? Because I feel like I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dream or something. Then I snap back into reality and I start feeling funny. Like I start shaking a little bit. Then one day I went to the bathroom, and I always look in the mirror when I'm washing my hands for some reason, because I'm very conceited. I look in the mirror, and for like I say about 5 seconds I did not recognize who I was. Then I snapped back and was like, whoa. So made a doctor's appointment, and I went talked to the doctor because my doctor told me if I couldn't get it under control to call and make an appointment, and that's what I did. And he not the one that told me to come in, but the other doctor, he told me, he was asking me about it, and I was telling him that I was getting those symptoms, and he was like, how often? I said, well, practically every day. I have some days where I don't have it, and then but usually I have it more than none. And so he told me he think it was a chemical imbalance in my brain or whatnot, and he was gonna put me on that stuff to balance it out. Now you know me, I research everything. I even looked on YouTube videos of people having them, and it calmed me down because people have them like I do. They feel like I do. So I was like, well, I feel more comfortable now. And so I didn't take it yesterday. And of course I had one a little bit. I had the symptoms or whatnot. And I took NyQuil to put me to sleep. But also the day I took it, and I was looking up symptoms, and it was like it makes it higher for a few weeks. And I was like, few weeks? What? Like, why would I want... I don't like medicine, first of all. I don't like medicine. And especially medicine for the SSRI medicines. I don't like those because of the fact I don't, I feel like if something is going on in your mind, you can handle it naturally. You can control it, eventually you can control it. And he got me an appointment with a therapist. And I think that I'm going to gradually tell him that I don't want to be on that at all. I want to do things naturally. I want to, I talk to somebody. As long as I talk to somebody, I'm fine. As long as somebody's beside me, I'm fine. As long as as long as I know somebody's here fighting with me, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. But if I'm, it only really happens when I'm by myself. When I feel like I'm by myself, or I start thinking too much, or I get upset. Only thing I need to know how to do is control. Let me see how I want to say it. Control, not worrying so much. I want to know how to control, not thinking so much, not overthinking, not trying to think the future when I haven't even got the present together. And that's part of my problem. You just be in the future like, yo, so, and like, oh, so this is what we're gonna do like 5 years later down the road. Nah, I mean, let's get the present together first. Let's go ahead and, do what we're doing now. Then we worry about the future later. So that's what I'm trying to learn how to do. I'm trying to learn how to stop worrying so much. And, it's crazy. If I learn how to control my thoughts, I'll be straight, If I start, things, that's always been my problem. And I start putting pieces together. And, like, everything that either if people told me something that bothered me, or if people done something to me that bothered me, it stuck with me even though I throw it in the back of my mind. And regardless, it'll bother me regardless. And it'll stick in my mind, and it'll replay over and over again. And that's the thing. I guess he's saying that, I feel like, I don't feel like I got, chemical imbalance. I hope I don't. But I feel like that it's just, I have things that replay in my mind. I don't know how to let go of things like I'm supposed to. And recently, talked to my grandfather. And he, walked me through the Bible about stuff like that. And every night I would, read what I'm supposed to read. I would, say things to keep me calm. I would pray and all the other stuff. And, he told me I was going through spiritual warfare and all that. So I'm fighting, and I'm going to keep fighting. Because I feel like I can get rid of this. I can. And, I read things where people were saying that they never got rid of it. They had it for X amount of years. I don't want that for X amount of years. I want to get rid of it. So that's what my mission is. Day one. getting rid of anxiety. Getting rid of these evil thoughts. And getting rid of worrying. Feel me? Getting off this medicine. I'm not taking it. I'm hard-headed. I don't like this. Like, I don't like it at all. I just don't like medicine. I get it from my mama, I guess. So, y'all, I just want to share my experience. This is day one. This is not the full story. I promise you. Even though this is like 22 minutes and some change, it gets longer, a lot longer. So, day one.